Welcome, everybody. My name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining. This is a special segment on lockdown music. But if you're new to my channel, please help support it by clicking the subscribe button. And as an added bonus, you'll be able to stay up to date on all that is happening in the world of music. Now, not being able to see our favorite bands live during the pandemic and the lockdown has been a real sad turn of event for all of us music fans. But with so many of them taking to social media and posting lockdown performances, I wanted to take a moment and pull out 5 of these and talk to you about these ones that I think are really strong and stand out to me. All of these are available on YouTube. Simply go to the band's page and you'll be able to find them. They're real easy to track down. First up, we got Sammy Hagar and the Circle. These are called the Circle at Home sessions, and so far they've made 9 of these lockdown challenge videos. What I like about these are how they bring in each of the band members' influences into these songs. They aren't just straight covers. First up, we've got Lockdown number 3, Good Enough. This is from the Van Halen classic album from 1986, 5150. But while this one feels tight, it is more like a jam session, which I think is really cool. It's made much rawer, but at the same time retains all the classic elements from the original. Next up, we've got Lockdown Performance number 8, Right Now, and it's from the Van Halen classic 1991 album, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. This by far is my favorite track out of all of these that these guys have done. What's cool about it is they take the memorable keyboards and translate it to guitar in here. So instead of having the keyboards on this, all of that's done on the guitar, and Vic does an amazing job with this. The song is done much looser and feels more like there is a groove to it in here. And this one has also really been made fresh, in my opinion, totally brought into the 21st century. Lockdown Performance number 9, Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do, is off of their 1995 album, which is called Balance. And this version here is made much darker and dirtier than the original. It also has much more space within the live performance, and it really lets each of the elements within it be felt throughout the whole performance of the song. There's also 6 other performances that they do, and there's some really great classic cover songs within them, such as ones by AC/DC, The Who, Buffalo Springfield, and even a Little Richard tribute in there, and more. Next up, we've got Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi did a song called Do What You Can, and it was for the Jersey for Jersey benefit to raise money for essential workers. The song is done solo acoustic by John without all the other band members, as it had just been written for this show as a really special account. The song itself is a really moving account of the current events that are going on and happening during the pandemic. Later, Bon Jovi, the band itself, would record a full band version of this, and they've now released that as the first single off their upcoming album 2020 that's due out on October 2nd. So if you watch this, it's brand new Bon Jovi, and it's getting ready to come out very shortly. Next up, we've got It's My Life, the original version coming from the album Crush, that's 20 years old, recorded back in 2020. When I pulled this album, it really blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I remember this album so vividly when it came out. It was sort of a renewed interest for Bon Jovi, the band. They were getting to a younger audience. I can't believe it's been 20 years. Pretty amazing. Hopefully they'll do a special release for this. But the original version here has been reworked into an acoustic ballad, and it's really elevated by some beautiful harmonies that are sung throughout it by the band members. And the message that's within the song, living and going after what you want, really shines through in this version, in my opinion. And next up, we got something really cool here. It's the Hampton Water Relief Performance. It's a full show. And the show was done to raise money for World Central Kitchen, which helps raise money for workers from restaurants that have closed during COVID-19 and the pandemic. Now, this performance here really stunned me. It just wow, kind of threw me for a loop. The songs have all been reworked, done acoustically, and they've added a violinist throughout the performance. Just really cool to get this new take on these songs. The set list is also really interesting with the song selection. So here we go. You Give Love a Bad Name kicks things off as it should, but the performance is really bluesy and sassy, and the song just has a whole new attitude done to it. Next up, they do I Will Drive You Home, which was a bonus track off of their last album, This House Is Not For Sale, which came out in 2016. I don't even know if they've ever performed this song, but really cool to see it done here. Then we've got Lost Highway, Then Here Comes the Sun, which is the Beatles cover. Who Says You Can't Go Home? It's My Life. Then they do another cover, Mr. Brightside, done by the Killers. Really, out of left field selection, but it just works perfectly here. Then the next up, we've got Someday I'll Be Saturday Night, which was from Crossroads, and a new track at the time in 1994 that was recorded just for that compilation. They've probably performed it a few times, but it's a deep cut. They don't normally do this song. Next up, we've got Whole Lot of Leaving Going On, followed by I Got a Feeling, which is a cover by or from the Black Eyed Peas. And again, another really odd choice, but they just do it beautifully here. And the closing song during this performance is Living on a Prayer. And of course, the original is a rocker, but here they've turned it into a really beautiful ballad. Okay, next up we've got Journey, and they do this song Don't Stop Believin', and it was a UNICEF benefit performance. Pretty much the straight ahead performance of the song that maybe a little heavier, maybe a little rawer because it is done live. But it's also the first performance with the new band members that have just been added. We've got Randy Jackson on bass, Narada Michael Walden on drums, and Jason Derlotka on second keyboards. And don't worry, we still got Neil Sean, Jonathan Cain, and Arnel Pineda there as well. You just can't help but feel uplifted by this song. I mean, it's amazing, one, just to see them doing it with the new members and all that, but the song is just one of those songs I think will forever be an uplifting song. Next up, we've got Roger Waters, former Pink Floyd bassist, vocalist, and main songwriter for the band. He does his song Mother. It's a mellower version than the original, but with more acoustical instrumentation throughout, along with his band. And I especially like the backup singers in this. Their beautiful harmonizing on the performance, I think, just really, really elevates this to the next level. Plus, one of the ladies in there holds her dog the entire time throughout the performance, and it's just adorable. And Roger sings with so much passion and emotion. The song is just simply stunning. Watch it all the way to the end. Wait for the little bit that comes right at the end of it from Roger. It's really quite amazing. All right, and the final thing I want to talk about is with Blue Oyster Cult. They do a lockdown performance of Godzilla. If you thought the original one was down and dirty, wait till you check this one out here. I really like how the vocals are done on this one. Instead of having the typical mic set up and it kind of being all mixed together, I don't even see mics. It's like they're singing over the performance to be heard, so it's a little louder, it's a little rawer, but it's like they're all standing in the same room just jamming out, except of course they're all socially distanced doing this via their home computers. So there's just a lot of energy going on in this performance. I think it's really cool. And the final thing here, Blue Oyster Cult has done what I think might be the first drive-in concert, at least in the US. I know there's one that was done in Germany by Doro from Warlock, I think maybe a little earlier than this one. I'm not sure of the exact dates. But it's a full 1 hour, 45-minute performance for a drive-in concert audience. It's done in New England. And it was their first performance since the lockdown back in March. So these guys are really happy to be on stage. They said they hadn't even seen each other during that time. Now, it's a little rawer than their full live concerts that we're used to, I think, because we don't have the whole crowd and the energy from that going on. But at the same time, it's really great to see these guys back on stage, and it was just sort of heartwarming to be able to see a band performing again, making money despite the idea of the social distancing and venues being closed. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Go check out the performances. I think they're really fantastic. Let me know your thoughts. Come back, talk to me about these, and I hope everyone has a great day. See you real soon. Bye-bye.